Hi everyone, we are Khánh, Linh, Hương, Giang, Hải and Phương, and this is our documentary project. We are pedagogical students studying second years at University of Language and International Study, and this project is one of our major assignments in 3B course. Our group conducted this documentary with the view to use its results as a reliable source of information for our research in 3C.
If you are a pedagogical student and you are looking for a job as an English teacher, what would you do to impress the employers in your job interview? How would you show them that you are going to be a good teacher in the future so that they would hire you? It is a matter of fact that all employers in the interview will make judgment on you, no matter if you like it or not. And what would they base their judgment on? Their first impression about you.
A first impression is highly influential when it comes to making important decisions just based on minimal or ambiguous information given about the subject. In recruitment case, the interviewer have a tendency to attribute characteristics differently to applicants based upon first impressions. Therefore, creating positive first impressions can be considered as one of the conclusive goals of the candidates during the interview. On the other hand, first impressions do have a strong correlation with physical appearance. Indeed, it is proved by many research and study that there is a bias existing in the hiring process that candidates possessing attractive physical appearance is, to some extent, given privilege in job interviews.
Thus, this documentary project as an important aspect of our research, answering the question, what are the impacts of pedagogical students' physical appearance on employers' hiring decision? After the project, we hope that teacher trainees and novice teachers could be assisted to visualize the ideal model during the recruitment process. Furthermore, it will possibly enhance the employment opportunities of pedagogical students and improve the marketability of prospective teachers.
Since University of Languages and International Studies is a more convenient setting that meets the requirement of a pedagogic environment, the place we have chosen to conduct this research is none other than our Faculty of English Language Teacher Education, also known as FALT, a division of University of Languages and International Study. This year, in order to become a teacher of our faculty, potential candidates had to go through 4 rigorous rounds. Number 1. Profile screening. This is where the employers evaluate the excellence of each candidate's qualifications. Number 2. Micro-teaching. The candidate's deftness in classroom management must be effectively shown in this round. Number 3. Interview in English. Candidate will be judged on his or her proficiency in English skill. And last but not least, number 4. Interview in Vietnamese. This is where the candidate shows his or her commitment to the faculty and the students.
Generally speaking, the process of our data collection went through 7 main steps. Step 1. Deciding what information is needed. In this step, we define the objective, the research design, and the data collection instrument. Step 2. Designing the question for pilot interview, in which we design the first draft of the question. Step 3. Organizing in advance and agreeing access to our respondent. With the help from our teachers, we are able to get the interviewer's name and their agreement to join the research. Step 4. Conducting pilot interview. This step will carry out after we have done with the first draft of the question. The chosen subject was a teacher of the Fast Track division. Step 5. Delivering the main interview. After receiving the response and feedback from the aforementioned teacher, we made amendments to the pilot study to help refine questions and prepare facilitation for the main interview. Step 6. Collecting data and monitoring the process. The interview will then be carried out with each individual of the population. Step 7. evaluating the data collection process. In this step, we evaluate the achievements and shortcomings of the process so that it will run smoothly when do another interview with the next participant. After this 7-step procedure, we analyze the data collected.
Moving on, we'll have the results. First, we'll come to the findings. Number 1. 7 out of 7 participants stated that their perception was affected by the candidate's physical appearance. The candidate's physical appearance, especially attire, had a significant impact on the perception of the interviewers toward the candidates. Number 2. More than half of the respondents agreed that their perception toward the interviewer's physical appearance has significant impacts on their hiring decision afterwards. Here are some opinions from the respondent. On the agreement side, Mr. Ping stated, obviously, when it comes to hiring decision, physical appearance is one of the factors. If it was not, we wouldn't have paid attention to it. Ms. Red put forth the idea. Inappropriate attire might indicate that in the future, this candidate would be a mismatch for the job. However, there are some other people disagree with this notion. For instance, Ms. Green contended, I don't think physical appearance is a criteria in the hiring process because I have an assumption that every applicant will bring us a decent look in an interview. Second, we'll have some discussion and interesting point from our research. 1. Attire has the greatest impact. 2. The employers pay more attention to improper attire.
All the respondents agree that attire can be an indicator of professionalism, carefulness, sensitivity, and respect of the candidates toward the interviewers. In terms of hairstyle, 3 out of 4 respondents acknowledge that candidates with appropriate haircut could be considered as professional and mindful individuals. Makeup had the least impact since only half of the interviewers take makeup into considerations during the recruitment process.
2. The employers pay more attention to improper attire. The chances of being hired of applicants with average performance and qualification could be affected to some extent by their physical appearance. There is a high chance that the interviewers, 4 out of 7 employers, will subtract points from a candidate with average qualification and mediocre performance in the interview if he or she presents inappropriate physical appearance, whereas they receive no bonus point for appropriate or decent appearance. Ms. Red stated, I will favor a candidate just because they have a nice hairstyle or good makeup skill. The overall of an applicant's physical appearance on the hiring decision is not significant as long as they perform outstandingly in the interview and possess excellent qualification. Mr. Ping contended, so the question here is, will I accept a candidate who has inappropriate appearance in an interview? My answer is yes, if he or she performs flawlessly and has excellent qualification. However, after being hired, that candidate will have a small discussion with me so that I can inform him or her about the improper dressing.
So now let's jump to the conclusion of our documentary project. Based on our findings, it is safe to say that the candidate's physical appearance, especially attire, has a significant impact on the perception of the interviewers. Specifically, attire is a key factor for candidates to create first impression on the interviewers. Attire is deemed to convey a candidate's professionalism, carefulness, sensitivity, and respect towards his or her future employers and the desired job. That's why improper attire is bound to irritate the interviewers. As for women, to get the best impression, light makeup is the most suitable choice. Additionally, there is a high chance that the interviewers would subtract points from a candidate with average qualifications and mediocre performance if he or she has inappropriate physical appearance. So, through our documentary project, our group hopes to deliver some of the most valuable lessons that will assist you as pedagogical students to some extent in the recruitment process. Till this day, your qualifications and performances in the interview are the two most important things for you to secure a job offer. However, please bear in mind that your physical appearance, especially attire, had a considerable influence on the employer's perception as to be deemed professionalism and mindfulness. Obviously, none of us wants to make a bad impression for that trivial reasons. So that's why next time, when you have an interview, pay attention to your physical appearance. Thank you.
The participants understand that his or her participation is voluntary and that he or she is free to withdraw at any time without giving any reasons and without there being any negative consequence. In addition, should she or he not wish to answer any particular questions, he or she is free to decline. The participants understand that their responses will be kept strictly confidential. He or she understands that her name will not be linked with the research materials and will not be identified or identifiable in the report or reports that result from the research.